Hello and welcome. My name is Paradise Taylor, and today I'll be taking you through a series of stretches for our hips and our low back. So as you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start right away on our back bodies today. So go ahead and find your way there. Come onto your mat and lie on your back and just take a couple of rounds of breath, allowing yourself to arrive. Now, if extending the legs like this feels like too much in the low back, you can always bend the knees and let them kind of fall in towards one another. We just want to take a couple of moments here to settle into the breath. So if you would, big breath in through your nose. Audible open mouth exhale, let it go. And do that again. Take a deep, full breath in. Audible exhale, release. This next one, let's go ahead and reach long, fingertips away from the toes. Big good morning stretch. Stretch your body. As you exhale, hug the knees into your belly and give yourself a little squeeze. And we'll just start to rock a little bit side to side. And then we'll take the knees a little bit wider now. Towards the armpits, kind of letting that pelvis open up and just taking a few moments to rock side to side, nice and easy. And then as you're ready, let's go ahead and set those feet down about mat's distance wide, arms alongside body, trying to keep these shoulders rooted, just wherever the arms are comfortable. We'll take a breath in. As you exhale, we'll wash the knees over to the right. Nice and easy, moving with breath. Let's inhale up through center. Exhale, knees over to the left. Again, we'll do that a couple more times. Inhale up through center. Exhale, wash your knees over to the right. Inhale up through center. Exhale, knees will go over to the left. One more time. Let's come on up through center. Big inhale as you do. Exhale, knees will wash over to the right. And this time we'll hold, breathe here. Option here to take your right foot, your bottom foot, and set it on top of the left thigh. Of course, as we move through this practice, I'll give you several options, different variations, modifications to incorporate into the practice. Do as much or as little as feels good. So if this bind here does not feel good in your body, you can always just take that foot right back down. Certainly don't have to do it. And then we'll go ahead and release the bind. Big inhale. Let's come on up through center. Exhale over to the other side. And we'll hang out, breathe here, a couple of rounds of breath. Again, with the option to take that bottom foot, that left foot, set it on top of the right thigh. Let's again take a deep, full breath in. Audible exhale, let it go. If you do have the bind, please release. With an inhale, go ahead and come on back up through center. And now let's go ahead and bring the feet a little bit closer in so that they're in line with your sitting bones. And this time we're going to just put a big flex in this right foot, right ankle, and take it right over the left knee, left thigh. And some of us might be able to feel a nice stretch here with that left foot rooted. For some of us, we might draw that left knee in towards the belly. You can reach through this figure four with the right arm and grab either behind the left thigh or in front of the left shin, really whatever is available to you. You could also use a strap around this leg or grab onto your clothing. And we'll just take a few moments here, breathe to the inside, the outside of that right hip. Big breath in and out. We'll take one more inhale here. Audible exhale, let it go. And let's go ahead and extend right leg long onto the mat and keep hold of this left knee. Take a breath in. As you exhale, we'll take the left knee across the body. Now keep your left shoulder rooted here and just take this leg across as far as it'll go while you can keep the shoulder down. If you like, you can take your gaze over your left shoulder, and this way you'll get a little neck stretch here as well. As you're ready with an inhale, let's go ahead and come on back up through center. We'll once again reach long. Find that big good morning stretch. Stretch your body. Exhale, draw the knees into your belly. Give yourself a little squeeze, maybe rocking some side to side. And then let's go ahead and find that figure 4 stretch on the other side. So you'll take that left ankle over the right knee, right thigh. Again, an invitation to stay, an invitation to draw that right knee in, reach through, grab whatever's available to you, and just take a few moments and breathe here. Breathe into the outside of that left hip, or really anywhere you're feeling sensation, trying to keep the neck spine long. Flex here in this left foot to protect that left knee joint. Couple more here. Big breath in and out. Again, take a deep, full breath in. Audible exhale through the mouth. Let it go. And then let's go ahead and extend our left leg long onto the mat. Keep hold of that right knee. We'll take an inhale here. As you exhale, we'll take the right knee across the body. Again, only as far as we can keep that right shoulder on the ground, with an invitation to take our gaze over the right shoulder towards the right fingertips. And go ahead and stretch out the neck here a bit as well. Inhale is going to bring you back up through center. Let's once again reach long, fingertips away from the toes. Exhale, knees draw back in. Again, we give ourselves a little squeeze, a little rock. And then let's go ahead and set the feet down. We're going to do one more thing here on our backs. So again, we'll have the feet about sitting bones distance apart. And you're going to take this right foot and set it underneath your left knee and let the right knee fall open. So it's kind of like your right leg's doing butterfly pose and your left foot is set up for bridge. We're just letting this right thigh open up. And if there's a lot of space between your thigh and the ground, you could always slide a block right there underneath. Just going to take a few moments here. This is a nice passive hip and quad stretch. So opening up the front of that right thigh, the front of the right hip. Just notice if you're holding on to tension anywhere where you can release and let go. Try to really tune back into the breath. Stay with the breath as much as you can. Breath in, breath out. Taking your awareness, your mind towards where you're feeling the most sensation here in the body. And you might imagine like you can breathe in and out of that space. You're welcome to stay here. There's a lot of good stuff happening here. If you'd like a little bit more sensation in the body, you might reach down with this left hand. See if you can find the right foot. Again, if the bind is not coming, that's not a problem at all. Please do meet yourself where you are today with changes, right? Our bodies change day to day. What our needs change day to day. We try not to be in a hurry, in a rush in our practice. It's a lifelong practice. Take a big breath in and out. And again, you're welcome to stay here, or you might draw this left knee in towards the belly. You could reach across with this right hand for the shin, and you can have both binds. So you could have the bind of the left hand to the right foot, right hand to the shin. Maybe you're just binding the foot or just binding the shin as I'm doing here. And we'll just take a couple more breaths here. Big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Let's do that one more time. We'll take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. We'll take one more inhale here. And this time, let's take this knee across the body. So we'll take the knee across the body. Again, only as far as we can keep the shoulder rooted, the left shoulder. And you again have this option of taking your gaze over the left shoulder to let your neck get a little bit of a stretch here as well. Let's take one more breath in and out. And then with an inhale, we'll go ahead and come on back through center. Before we do the other side, let's just go ahead and set the feet here on the mat and bring the feet together this time and let the knees fall open. So like you're doing that butterfly pose. This is called Baddha Konasana, or bound angle in yoga. And now again, we're going to do a little windshield wiper side to side, but we're going to move through this open hip position. So this will be our breath in. As you exhale, close your left thigh bone onto the right thigh bone. Again, trying to keep that left shoulder on the ground. Go ahead and open the pelvis, open the hips back up into butterfly, and then we'll come over to the other side. We'll close the right thigh bone on top of the left. Right shoulder stays rooted. One more time, we'll move through each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, close the legs over to the right. So left thigh on top of the right. Open back up. And then over to that second side we go. Close your right femur, your right thigh bone on top of the left thigh bone. And then go ahead and come on back up through center. Take a moment here in butterfly, inbound angle. Big breath in and out. And then let's go ahead and set up for that thigh stretch and hip stretch here on the other side. So we'll set the feet down, again, in line with our sitting bones, just a little closer in than width, hips width. And then you're going to take your left foot underneath that right knee, and you'll let your left knee fall open. So it's like you're doing butterfly just on the left side. Your right foot is rooted, bending into that right knee, and we'll just take a few moments here. And as you start to, move and draw your awareness into this left hip, into this left thigh region, just take a moment and notice how this side feels compared to the other. Again, big breath in and out. One big inhale and exhale. You're welcome to stay here just as you are. This is already a really lovely stretch. If you'd like a little bit more, you might reach down with this right hand for that left foot and draw it in and take a few moments, pause and breathe here. I'm trying to draw the low back towards the ground. Now, there is a natural lift here in the low back. We just don't want to bow out, right, our low back or our ribs. We're trying to find a nice neutral spine, navel towards the spine. We're breathing. An invitation here to draw this right knee in, maybe even reaching across with the left hand. We'll take a couple of rounds of breath here. Again, you can have a double bind. You might just be grabbing the shin. There might be no bind here. You might still be at this beginning stage of the posture if you're getting plenty of a stretch there. Let's take one more big breath in. An audible breath out. We'll take one more inhale here. As you exhale, let's go ahead and take our right knee across the body. Our right shoulder stays pinned down. And I'm taking my right arm out to the right to help me with this. And you might take your gaze over your right shoulder. And let your neck get a little bit of a stretch here as well. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and come on back through center. Let's once again draw the knees in, and we'll just rock a little bit side to side. A few rounds of Apanasana here. That's where we have the hands on the knees. I'm going to keep my kneecaps closed. I'm just going to move the knees away from me and draw them back in. So I'm not extending through the legs. I'm just moving the knees as far away as I can reach them and then drawing them back in, giving myself a little low back massage here with the weight of my legs. And you could start to move the knees in circles here if that feels good for you. You might move them together. You might move them in opposite directions, independently of one another. And then let's go ahead and bring the hands back behind the thighs. We'll start to rock and roll along the length of the spine. Now, if this does not feel good in your low back, please feel free just to roll over to your side. And then here we're going to come on up to a seat. Let's take the feet now wide as the mat. And the hands are back behind us. I'm pressing into the palms, lifting through the heart, drawing these shoulders back. Again, my feet are wider than the hips. I'll take a breath in. As you exhale, you'll just wash your knees nice and gentle over to the right. Inhale up through center. Exhale, knees over to the left. One more time. Inhale the knees up through center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, bring the knees up through center. Take them over to the left. Let's come on back through center. We'll wash the knees over to the right. This time we'll hold here. We're going to add in a reach of this left arm. We're going to reach back with the left hand, finding a little twist in the body. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, open your torso back to the front of the space, the front of your mat, and take your left fingertips to your shoulder. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale, reach, reach, reach as far back as you can. Exhale, come on back, fingertips to the shoulder, opening up the chest. One more time, we'll inhale to reach. Exhale, spin back open. And then slowly come on up to have a seat. I'm going to bring this left heel a little bit closer in now, moving my left knee a little further apart so I can get my left heel right up against my glute. And we'll just start to lean back any amount. So for some of us, this might be where we stay. Yeah. Some of us might be able to take the hands a little further back. Some of us might be able to come down onto the forearms. Again, notice if the ribs are splaying open. We want to try to avoid that. And some folks might be able to lay all the way down onto their back bodies here. I'm getting plenty of a stretch with my hands down on the ground. So this is where I'm going to work today. We'll take a big breath in and out. And then as you're ready, slowly go ahead and bring yourself all the way up to sit on your sitting bones. You can move this left foot a little further back from you. And we're just going to fold over our right shin. Yeah. So I'm going to kind of change my orientation so you can see me a little better. I kind of have this 90 degree situation here with my feet. As you're ready, we're just going to fold over this right shin and just take a few moments. And again, for some of us, it might be just on the palms, totally fine. Or you might drop down onto the forearms. You might come all the way down, chest to ground. Just take a few moments and breathe here. Big breath in. Full breath out. Again, we'll inhale here. And out. On your next inhale, slowly begin to bring yourself all the way back up. And I'm gonna kind of go back to where I started from so that we are kind of in the same page. So as you can see, my feet are still going to be about mat's distance wide. I'm going to inhale. Bring these knees up through center and exhale them over to the other side. Let's again just windshield wiper the knees a little side to side. So inhale, knees up through center, exhale, wash them over to the right. Inhale through center, wash them over to the left. This time we'll hold here. Keep that left palm rooted on the ground. Let's add in the reach of the right arm. So we'll reach nice and long, reach as far back as you can. As you exhale, take your right fingertips to your shoulder, open up the chest towards the front of your mat. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open it up. 1 more time. Let's inhale and reach. Exhale, open your torso up. Lovely. And then let's go ahead and come on up. Again, the first step is I'm going to go ahead and bring my right heel a little bit closer in now. I'm coming back to the front of this right thigh, and we're just going to lean on back any amount until you get a nice stretch here. As we're working to open up the hips and the low back, a lot of times, a lot of the tightness that we feel in the low back comes from having really tight or bound up thigh muscles. We're looking to kind of release and let that stuff go. Also tight hip flexors, and our hip flexors can get quite tight from extended periods of sitting, which is something that a lot of us do these days. So we're just kind of trying to stretch all that stuff out. Take another big breath in and out. And then as you're ready, slowly go ahead and bring yourself all the way up. Release this right heel so that it's away from you. It's a little bit more comfortable. I'm not at all concerned with that back leg at this point. We're just going to go ahead and fold over our left shin. Again, any amount. So you could just stay on the fingertips as you bow forward. If there's an invitation, if the body's in agreement,
for us to fold over this left shin a little deeper, please feel free. And just give yourself a few moments to linger and breathe here. A key element to our asana practice, to our yoga practice, is staying present in the body, staying with the breath. So as you sit here breathing, if you catch your mind wandering elsewhere, just simply guide it back. Breath in and out. On your next inhale, we'll go ahead and bring ourselves all the way back up. And then let's go ahead and release the legs back through center. We'll do one more here. We're going to bring actually a couple more. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. So I'll come to face you. This one's called Baddha Konasana. So we did this one on our backs. Now we're going to do this one seated. If you tend to round forward or it's challenging to sit up tall in this posture, feel free to please take a blanket underneath your sitting bones, elevate your sitting bones a bit. That'll help you lift out of the low back a little bit. We're always looking to lengthen the spine in this practice. And then hands anywhere on the feet, maybe the ankles. Think about lengthening your spine as you breathe in, as you breathe out, any amount of inclination forward. So we're just kind of going to fold forward here. Now, if your elbows and legs meet, press them against one another. That help you lift out of the low back a little bit. We're trying not to look forward, trying not to break the line of the cervical spine or the neck spine. I want to keep the neck long. So think about reaching the crown of the head up and away from your tailbone. Let's take one more breath here and out. As you're ready, we'll slowly bring ourselves all the way up. We'll do one last one here. You're going to take these feet a little further away from you so that you have a long diamond shape here now in between your legs. And if possible, we're going to try to take the hands, maybe even the forearms underneath the calves. And this time we'll just round in and you're pressing the legs against the arms. This will help stretch that low back a little bit more. Big breath in and out. And then slowly, let's go ahead and release that. Come all the way up. Extend the legs out in front of you. You can give them a nice little shake. And then we're going to go ahead and come onto our backs and take a few moments for Shavasana. So again, you could bend the knees and let them fall in towards one another as you set the feet. Maybe you bring the arms alongside body and extend the legs. You can always fold a blanket under your knees. If you have a bolster, take it there. Arms alongside body, palms face up. Let the feet roll open. Close your eyes and just take a few rounds of breath here, rounding out your practice. If you have time to stay in Shavasana, please feel free to stay here a bit longer. And if, or just whenever you're ready, you'll go ahead and come on up to a seat. Perhaps take a moment, acknowledge your practice. Bowing in, hands together at the heart. And that's where I'll leave you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.